So the National Academy of Sports Medicine, or the NASM, has created a model for focusing on improving all functional abilities in athletes, whether they're beginners, intermediate, or advanced. They call it the OPT model, or the Optimal Performance Training Model. It has 3 phases that focus on stabilization, strength, and power. And if you follow this model, you can fix the age-old question of athletes have really specific goals that they're trying to achieve, but how do they achieve them? So the first phase is going to be stabilization. This was the foundation to everything that an athlete ever does. They're even taught this from a young age when they begin their sport and they don't even know it. You want to establish patterns. You want to have good dynamic movements. You don't want any bad habits to develop or anything like that. So if you have good stabilization with a proprioceptive and kinesthetic focus, you set yourself up for success in the long run and don't have to worry about preventing injuries later on in life whenever you have bad muscle imbalances and patterns that predispose you to them. The second phase is strength. And in strength, you have 3 subphases where you work on strength endurance, hypertrophy, and then your maximum strength, or your like 1 max rep strength. So with the endurance, this is where you want to get as strong as possible. You want to get as big as possible. This is what everyone loves about weightlifting. How big can you get? How strong can you get? Can you add 5 more pounds to that squat? Can you add 2.5 more pounds to that bench press? How big can you get? And this builds on stabilization patterns. So once you have good form, once you have stable joints and everything like that, you can get as strong as possible, and it sets you up for the next phase, which is power. This is what every athlete wants. This is what's going to push them over the edge. This is what separates a good athlete from a great athlete. So you have your great athletes that know how to dig deep, how to find that explosiveness that they need in the very last seconds of the game, the ones that make the game, the ones that change the game. So when you have that power, you have the explosiveness that you need and that every coach is looking for. Every coach, every athletic trainer, every athlete wants that last little oomph that's going to push them over the edge. And when you already have a strong foundation of good patterns, strength, and power, you're set up to learn new skills more quickly. You can pick them up more rapidly, and you can repeat them more, so become the best in your sport that you could possibly be. So if you have the maximum power, if you have the explosiveness, if you have the strength, if you have the basic foundation of a stable body, this creates the optimal athlete. So then once you figure all these out, you have different places in your athletic programs that you can utilize this model. If you start with stabilization, if you then move to strength and then move to power, you can use that in core, you can use that in balance, you can use that in plyometrics, starting off with very small, simple exercises for good patterns to lead to the explosiveness. You can use this in speed and agility. If you have that power that you need in the speed, that's the way to achieve the goals. That's the way that you can win the race that you need to. And if you apply it to resistance training, this is what pushes the average athlete to the next level.